And we're back at 6:41. A black woman will now sit on the U.S. Supreme Court for the first time in history.
Ketanji Brown Jackson was confirmed by the U.S. Senate, with 3 Republicans joining all Democrats to elevate her to the nation's highest court. And joining us now is law professor James Douglas with TSU's Thurgood Marshall School of Law. Professor Douglas, thanks for being up early with us this morning.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Yes, sir. Just how momentous is Judge Jackson's confirmation for our country?
Oh, I think it's tremendous. I mean, when you think of how long this country has been in existence and how many people we've had on the Supreme Court, and the fact that this is the first African-American woman to serve on the Supreme Court, I think it's a tremendous accomplishment on the part of this country to finally realize we need to be more inclusive.
Now, how do you think Judge Jackson will decide the merits of some of the cases that will be presented to her?
Well, you know, in all honesty, I can't say, but I think she brings an experience to the court that we haven't had on the court before, and I think she's going to change the dynamics of it. But I can't really tell you what decisions she's going to make. I remember when Thurgood Marshall went on the court, everyone was trying to figure out how he was going to make his decisions and what was going to influence him. We are all influenced by our own backgrounds. And so because her background is different from everybody else on the court, I think we just have to wait and see. I think she will, given the fact that she has been on the court for all these years and has so much experience, I think she'll make a lot of very positive decisions for the court.
And the main criticism, Professor, of her from Republicans has been targeted at her record. They called her soft on crime during the hearings. Can you give us any insight to that?
Well, one of the things you have to remember, and it's really funny because some of the Republicans that were criticizing her are lawyers, and they were criticizing her for positions she took in terms of defending her client. Everybody that's a lawyer know that you have an obligation, an ethical obligation to do everything that's possible to defend your client. So maybe, you know, and sometimes lawyers take positions that they would not take in their own personal lives, but it is the best position that they have to take in order to make sure that their client gets the proper trial. And so I won't say and can't tell you what she's going to decide as a judge based on what she did as a lawyer. So I'm not concerned about that. I guess what I am more surprised at is that someone this accomplished, all right, didn't get more Republican votes than she got. And so I think this country is headed in the wrong direction, where we are allowing politics to determine who we put on the Supreme Court rather than qualifications.
Law Professor James Douglas with TSU's Thurgood School of Law, Thurgood Marshall School of Law. Professor, thanks so much for spending these moments with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.